We have to start the recording after the music because we will get dinged for copyright if we have our music in there. So, welcome everybody. Welcome to the tech series. We are going back to basics and back to business. So, while you may know some of these things today, what we're going to do is just make sure everyone is set up for success. All right. Today I have Ian with me. He's going to help by adding links or answering questions or interrupting me if there's anything that needs to be brought up. I'm going to drop in the PDFs for today. So what you guys are getting that will pop up in a moment is today's worksheet, which has some clickable links for later. It also has my healthy contacts in command. So we'll give everybody just another minute and we'll keep dropping those in. Ian, do you see them on your end? Awesome. All right. And if you guys could turn video on, it makes it so much more fun. Love being able to see all your faces. Hey, Melissa. Hello, hello. We'll give everybody just another minute.
My assistant starts next week, so I want to know what to teach her.
Well, what's great about all this is that you can replay it at any time.
That's awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. They're in the chat, Kelly. So if you look in the chat, you should be able to see some downloads that are coming up. All right. Let's get rocking and rolling. So hi, everybody. I am Brooke Silva. I am your regional technology trainer with Keller Williams, New England. I am joined by Ian, who is Market Center Tech Trainer in Cape Cod and the Islands. Ian, how long have you been a Market Center Tech Trainer? I feel like 30, 40 years.
8 months.
8 months? No way. You've been a part of my world much longer than that, though.
I don't know.
I've been here forever.
For a long time. Yeah.
Ever. So welcome. Thanks for helping us today. So like I said in the beginning, guys, we are going back to basics, back to the beginning. Ian, can you drop those PDFs in again? Are you on your phone, Kelly? Or a tablet? Okay, so they're right in the chat. If you look up, I see them above me, but I'll have Ian drop them in again. And these will go out on the Growth Call Facebook group. That's just to me, Ian. And we'll make sure everybody has them. They'll also be available for download on the Facebook group. All right, so some things to know. With Command, it runs best in a Chrome browser. Now, that may feel weird. And you say, a browser's a browser. Well, a browser is not just a browser. Safari, Internet Explorer, Firefox, Chrome, they all have very different ways they operate and run. Different operating systems in the background, so to speak, how they speak to different programs. So Keller Williams is a Google. We use Google for everything, right? Our email, our Drive. You've got access to sheets and documents and all these wonderful things. So Command was partly built to interact with Chrome on a computer. So if you are having issues, one of the things we're going to ask you is, where are you using Command? Are you on a phone? Are you on a tablet, Mac, PC? And then we're going to ask what kind of browser you're on. So in the handout, we've given you a link that goes and it directly brings you right to Chrome and you can download it. If it asks you if you want it to be your default or preferred browser, please say yes. Chrome is the most secure browser at this moment. Okay, Google is focusing on security. And if you're someone who saves your passwords, if that website has had any type of password where maybe your password got compromised, Google's going to tell you. So we want you to be using Chrome when you are using Command. Okay, guys? Do you have any questions on that before we go forward? Go ahead, Kelly.
Yeah, I just bought a little laptop and it's a Windows-based laptop. It would not let me download Chrome.
Okay, what market center are you in?
440?
Which is Nashua
Salem,
Sale?
New Hampshire. Yeah.
You see, I'm remembering market centers. So After this call, if you could reach out to Paige or Ash, they can zoom in and help you get that installed, no problem. Someone at the Market Center can do that for you. Okay.
I know how to install it. It's just, if you buy like a tablet kind of a computer, it takes away all the commands for the tablet. So I don't know how to
Okay, so
explain it.
so if it's not a laptop, command
Right.
may not run correctly on it or Chrome, and there, you might be able to grab it from the App Store depending on what type of tablet it is. But I would definitely get that in front of Ash or Paige or even Lisa or Allison there. They are my tech buddies. So one of them should be able to help you get it loaded either through the App Store or other ways. So with that, it doesn't always run right on a tablet or a phone. So if you are having trouble, we want to make sure that you're getting to a browser version of it. All right. Any other questions? Any other questions, guys, before I move on?
Is this,
Oop, sorry, you got muted, Kelly, real quick. Unmute. There you go.
is this a course for the newbies?
This is a
Like,
course
are
for
required-
everyone.
Is this a
Everyone.
required course?
I'm sorry, one more time.
Is this a required course?
Depends on your Market Center and what your Market Center asks of you. So
Okay.
that's, yep, I would talk to them. All right, guys, so let's jump on. So now, so we've got Chrome installed. How do we get into Command? Let's get, here we go. All right, so to get to Command once you're in Chrome, because then everybody see my Chrome and they see the big red KW? All right, thanks, guys. All right. Sorry if you can hear my dog grumbling under my desk. He's having a bad belly day, so he's with me. All right, so in order to get into Command, we go to agent.kw.com. There is no www to call it. It is simply agent.kw.com. Okay, and once there, you will see the For the Love of Real Estate, or it will flip over to Built by Agents for Agents. And now it says right here, so if you don't remember how you sign in, it's going to give you a little hint, and it's going to say sign in with your MyKW account to access this. So oftentimes we refer to this as your Keller Cloud. So however you log into MyKW is how you're going to log into Command. And if you don't know your password, but you know this, you can do forgot password and you can reset it with your email, okay? Questions on getting to the actual Command site? All right, cool beans. If you guys have a question, just raise your hand and I'll see it pop up in the videos. So we're going to go ahead and sign in. And now it's going to bring you to your dashboard. What I love about this dashboard is that you can customize it to what's important to you. You can go ahead and click this Customize Home up here. And you can say, you know what, I really want to see when design updates or product updates happen, or maybe you don't. Once you've got them how you want them, you can then click on these dots, drag and drop, and move these around. So maybe the notepad or recent leads are more important. Once you click apply, now your database, your Command dashboard looks exactly how you want to see it. So I want to see my database health first. I want to use my notepad. I love this little notepad because this is just a running notepad of thoughts. Okay. And then I've got goals, recent leads. This is how I want to see things, and my tasks are in the bottom. So any questions, guys, about customizing how you see your home screen or how to move those things around? All right. All right, now here's the fun part. We're going to get to our contacts. So now, if you're in Command and you don't know what these are, you can hover your mouse over, or Secret Squirrel, click that red KW. It expands out the words, and then you can actually read what these things say, right? So contacts is where we're going to go next. This is where everybody lives. Now, depending on if you're on a team or you're a solo agent, this may be a little different, okay? If you're on a team that requires you to use a team database, this will show as your team database. So you can see I have all my people in here. I can see when they're active. I can see all my tags. You can also customize this how you want to see it. So maybe when you come in every day, you want to see birthday, or you want to see what stage they're in. You can then click those boxes, and then you can move these to a place where you want them. So maybe date of birth is more important than tags and stage. You can click apply, and then now it sorts it how you want to see it. You can then click save these smart view changes, and every time you come back to Command and Contacts, it will look the same for you. Okay? So what we're going to do today, and we're actually going to take a couple of minutes and do this, is if you're not in your own data bank, you need to be. And I always tell my agents this is because I want them, if they want to know what something looks like, send it to yourself. If you want to know what it's like to be on a smart plan, put yourself on a smart plan. Here's what happens if you use your KW email. Oftentimes, when you send to yourself from yourself, it will end up in spam and you won't see it. And everybody says to me, the smart plans aren't working. I don't get my emails. But Gmail is designed by design that way. So I always say to you guys, put your personal email in there, or an email that's not associated with your KW account, so you can see what it looks like when you get smart plans or different email campaigns from yourself. So what we're going to do is we're going to go all the way over to the top right, and we are going to click add a contact. And from here, we are just going to go soup to nuts and add as much information as we can. The more information you give it, the higher your score. So you've got that. Ian, can you drop that again in the chat for me? I'm going to have him drop the healthy contacts. This is how you get every contact to 100%. So it's full name. Okay. Email. Eight 75309. That's still you, right? Okay. Lead source. I love this field because I'm a data nerd, right? I am such a data nerd. Anybody who comes into my world, I want to know how they got there. So I met them at an open house. Okay, we're going to dig deeper. How did they hear about that open house? Was it through Facebook? Was it through a referral from another agent? A friend on your Facebook? How did they find out about your open house? That is the true lead source. I'm glad you saying that, Sarah. I put that in as the phone number all the time. This is another thing I love. So say this person was sent to you, say Melissa Lesniak sent me this person. I can go select from my contacts, and as long as that person's in your data bank, you can go ahead and pick them. Right? So I'm going to say AJ sent me this person. So now I know all the people AJ has sent to me. It's a great way to start looking at the data and say, okay, I need to start thanking these people who are sending me all this business. Okay. If you mark it as a lead, that means it's a haven't met. This is someone you have not had a two-way conversation about real estate with. If you click add to pipeline, it's going to open opportunities after you click create. Tags are just that. Are they a buyer? Are they a seller? What do you know about them? Does this person like barbecue? Are they a foodie? Are they a crazy cat lady? You name it, put it in as a tag. If the tag doesn't exist, you can add it yourself. Ian is a crazy cat lady, right? And then I would click create. Yeah, I know, Ian. I know all about it. All right. Then there's more information, right? So this is where the good stuff comes in. How do they want to be contacted? So my husband's a paramedic. If you call him midday during a shift, he's not going to get back to you. But if you send him a text message, he's probably going to text you back. You can add more emails. So maybe they have a work email versus a personal email and extra phone numbers. Who remembers back in the day when you actually had like a house phone? Like you had a home phone number. Like I still know my phone number from when I was growing up, right? That's so you can add multiple. Go ahead, Kelvin. And ooh, I just lost someone. Did you have a question?
No, I didn't. Sorry. No, I didn't have a question. I was just agreeing.
You were excited about the home phone, like sitting on the wall with the rotary, the long cord.
Yeah.
I used to have a cord that I could go from the house down in the living room all the way up to my bedroom and shut the door. It was like 7,000 feet long because I needed privacy for my conversations, right? At 12 years old in the 80s. Like that's where I was. All right.
Maybe we can hold on to that and maybe sell it in the future. No.
Right? It's probably disgusting and plasticky and crackling wherever my parents have it hidden in their house. Now, this is also a great feature is that you just start typing an address. This is the power of Google in the background, friends, working. So it looks at where you are and it goes to the closest one. So as you start typing 120 Main Street, it starts to pick it up. What it does in the background is it's putting county, it's putting the correct zip code. Because let me tell you, I grew up in New Hampshire. I could tell you all the zip codes. Moved to Mass and I'm like, I have no idea what these zip codes are. And area codes. There's like 7,000 area codes. I grew up with one in the 603. Down here is where you put the apartment or the suite number. And then you can say their primary address is the same as the mailing. Social profiles. I love this. How many of you go to Facebook to lead gen? I'm going to put that in quotes. Lead gen on social media and you get stuck in a squirrel, right? You see babies, you see golf cart fails, you start looking at other people's posts. What this does is it allows you to grab the link, you plop it here. You know it's this person's birthday and you're supposed to be wishing them a happy birthday. You click the link, happy birthday, Brooke, September 9th. And then you keep going. You exit out of Facebook and you come back to your command and you keep going and going and going. You can add tons of profiles. So it's not just Facebook. It could be Twitter. I don't tweet anymore. Instagram, LinkedIn, Pinterest, Google, MySpace, or just a regular old website. Then you get to the About section and maybe they have a different legal name than what you call them. Then you've got birthday. You do not have to put year, right? So you can just put a birthday in, September 9th, hint, hint, or home anniversary. This, where it says relationships, is where you connect the spouse. So when you're putting people in your CRMs, in your databanks, in your databases, best practices is everybody gets a seat at the table because everybody is an individual, right? Your contact should not say Brooke and Adam Silva. Adam Silva needs his own because he has his own tags and likes and things that he finds value in that are much different than me. And then you can also add more relationships, right? Father, mother, son, daughter, brother, sister, sibling, blah, 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 blah. The list goes on and on and on. Business partner, child-in-law. And then you can put where they work. There are a whole bunch in here that are pre-filled. Apple, IBM. There's like all these silly ones. And I love this because what this also does for you guys is create a sortable list by job titles. So you're building a vendor list too. Or maybe you know it's Nurses Week coming up and you want to filter your list by everyone who's a nurse in here or works in healthcare or is on first responder or is an educator, right? Maybe you send them a back to school, I don't know, trinket, pencil, something, right? So that's a great field to have. And if you don't know it, isn't that, Sarah? Isn't that fun? I love this. This is your vendor list. And what else you can do is you can say, okay, it's Nurses Appreciation Week. I'm going to search by where I have the most medical friends. So maybe it's Brigham and Women's, maybe it's Tufts or Lahey or Dartmouth Hitchcock, right? So then I'm going to do a basket and drop a basket off with all kinds of good pre-wrap snacks with my information all over it. But I wouldn't know that unless I put that information in. So guys, you're working on deals and maybe you don't have, this isn't your sphere, this is a newer person or a buyer you met. Where can you get this information about where they work or their job title? And please come off mute. Come on, Dawn. I just told you this in a class. Where would you be able to find this information out if you're working with a buyer? You're muted, Dawn. It's okay.
Facebook, LinkedIn,
Where else?
I would ask.
LinkedIn.
I would ask. How about your mortgage people?
Yay.
I know.
If they are working, I mean, most people use mortgage to buy a house, not everybody's cash, right? They have to give things like date of birth for the credit report, right? When they pull the credit. So grab birthdays and grab where they work or what they do. So it's just a great place. LinkedIn is another great place. The only thing is, if you view someone's LinkedIn profile and you're logged in, it tells them. So if you're looking for a less creep factor, maybe Facebook or other places, okay? Thanks, Dawn. Thanks, Melissa. Less creepy. All right. Then there are custom fields. I'm going to tell you guys, you probably don't need custom fields if it already doesn't exist, unless you are running your business a very specific way. If you're looking for a custom field, make it a tag. You don't need these other things. So maybe you're looking for wedding anniversary or other things that I can see. But you can't trigger a smart plan for a wedding anniversary off a custom date field. So if you need something, I would always suggest doing it as a tag. All right, so we have all this information in, and I bet you it's not going to let me add it because I always use this phone number or email for testing, but let's see. Nope, phone number's already in use. So we created, so you click create and ta-da. You're at 100% because we filled in all those fields we talked about. And your people are happy. Your data bank gets happier. Okay? Do we have any questions? Because I'm not watching the chat. I hope Ian is. About how to create a contact and how to get that to 100%.
Can you show us how to import a file?
Not today. That is something where your Market Center tech trainer can do that. There is an import file. You have to copy and paste information into it. And I always recommend working with somebody at the Market Center who can help clean that, remove duplicates so that you're not bringing in a lot of junk into your database.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. All right, so we've got our person. We've got a healthy contact. We're on the way to creating a big, juicy cheeseburger database. And we're going to talk about that in future classes. But I want you guys to always be in your own data bank so you can see, like I said, every smart plan, anything that you're going to send to your clients, you should be on that list as well so that you know when something goes out. Just like we add our own address to the Market Center when we do a direct mail or anything that ships out, always put yourself on every list of thing that goes out to your personal. Okay, guys?
I have a question.
Sure.
So because I didn't start from the beginning of the class, is this being recorded so I can go back and check from the beginning?
Absolutely. It usually takes about 24 to 48 hours to hit our YouTube channel. And then from there, you'll be able to replay it. So let me pop that link into the chat for you guys.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Also, if you are not following the growth page, we also put a lot of these things into the growth call page. So check that out as well. All right. So now we've got a contact. We know how to log in. We're working off of Chrome. Now we want to start connecting apps, right? Now we want to make sure our e-signature, our work email, all the different things we need to make command run more efficiently are connected. So what we're going to do is we're going to go right up to your little face. Maybe this is blank because you're newer and we haven't updated your marketing profile. And you're going to click your name and we're going to go to settings. Oops, let me move this out of the way. There we go. All right. So you can see I've already got a couple of things connected. You connect your personal Facebook so it can attach to your business Facebook, because you can't have a business Facebook page without a personal Facebook page. And if you have not created a business page yet, I highly recommend working with the Market Center and making sure you have a business Facebook page, because we should not be starting business on personal pages. You can go from your business page and share, but I've seen many agents get locked out of their Facebook, so their Facebook shut down because they're doing business on their personal Facebook. You also cannot run ads. You cannot see metrics. You cannot see when people are clicking or when your sphere or your audience is interacting with you. So if you haven't already, create a business Facebook page. So you are just going to click connect and go through and add all of your different things that you see in settings. Your Docusign. If you're a Dotloop, put your Dotloop. If you use Twitter, do Twitter. If you use the KW Gmail and you connect the account, here I disconnected this earlier, you are going to choose your account. It's going to say Keller Cloud wants to access your Google account. Yes, we allow this. So what this is going to do is it's going to tell your command data bank every time you send an email from your KW email. It's going to see in the background that things are going back and forth. And what it's going to do is log that interaction right within command. And it's going to say there's a touch going on. So this is outside of smart plans, outside of campaigns. This is just another way for your database to know that you're communicating with it. And then the other thing you can do is connect your calendar, because there is a new feature where you can schedule and put it on your calendar with your clients. Under email services, you're going to want to click manage your command email. So now what that does is it makes it so that you can choose what the people see. So maybe you always want it to say realtor or whatever you do. And then you can choose the email you want it to come from. Okay. It does pull in every email attached to your white pages. Okay. And once you've done those few things, you guys are up and running. So you've logged in, we've created ourselves as a contact, and we've got most of the things we're going to use in our daily business life connected in the background. If you need more things, we do have the marketplace, and that's a little advanced. So if you've been with us a while and you're looking for different things, in the marketplace is also where you can find free trainings with our enablement team on different things. I'm going to click connect more apps and just show you what the marketplace looks like real quick, but we're not going to go in and dive through the different marketplace things, right? So if you wanted the Twilio, there's all kinds of things in here. I thought this was Legos, Eggo waffles for a second.
Sorry, is that where you find Dotloop?
Yep. So if you just type Dotloop in the top right,
Yep.
There's two versions, right? There's one that's paid for because you can sync it with other programs, but there's a Dotloop for free. And then you would request access and it would download it and it would
So
put it.
I saw that on mine. I don't want to interrupt what you're trying to do here. But I pay for Dotloop and I use it extensively.
Okay.
So how do I find my own account?
So awesome question. Once you've got it connected and you've added it in the marketplace, you come back, you'll see it refresh and you'll see it here under applications. And then you would just click connect account.
Okay,
And then you just log in with your information. Okay.
perfect. Thank you.
Yeah. There's a whole bunch of things in there to explore. There's Homekeeper, like I said, professional services, training, approved vendors. Free is always good, right? So you can just see what's going on. And there's that Dotloop one again. All right, guys, questions on the settings page or the applications we just connected.
Hi, Brooke. We had a question.
What's up, guys?
Hi. So the differences between Dotloop and Docusign,
Yep.
what was I guess, yeah, I'm just trying to see like the main differences between.
Sure. It's all in what your market center uses. There are some states that use Docusign. There are some states that use Dotloop. There are some market centers that will not support Dotloop transactions. So it's always up to the individual market centers and what e-signature programs they use. I will remind everybody that Dotloop is owned by another brokerage and there is no data pledge to protect your data. When you put something into Docusign, it is protected. Docusign is not a brokerage. Docusign is not out to sell your data. So just be careful with Dotloop. There is nothing in there that says we will not sell or use your data. So I've had people who put their clients in Dotloop and then all of a sudden they start getting phone calls from concierge services or, hey, I heard you're selling your homes. Just be very cautious when using Dotloop. And if your market center is a Docusign, there is Docusign training available all the time.
Thank you so much.
No problem. They're both the same. They're e-signature softwares. That's what they do. They pull in the forms. Everything's MLS based. So if you are a realtor in New Hampshire and in Rhode Island, you just have to make sure your National Association of Realtors profile has your licenses for both. And that's how you see the forms for the different states. Do I have anybody in here who's multi-state licensed? Don is. Melissa is. Melissa, aren't you like 4? New Hampshire, Maine, Mass.
Just Maine and New Hampshire,
I thought you were more than that. Gotcha.
but they have different MLSs and
Mhm.
everything.
And
So
different forms and different state laws. So it's very different. So please make sure you speak to your market center about which e-signature they use and how they want you to use it. Okay. All right. So now this is the fun part. You guys get to go back and it's going to be really quiet for a minute and it's okay. But what I want you guys to do is log in. Even if you don't have Chrome downloaded right now, it's okay. What I want you to do is go to agent.kw.com in a browser. I want you to log in and I want you to customize your home screen the way you want it to look. So click that customize home screen and I'll give you a few minutes to do that. And then everybody give me a little thumbs up in the reactions when you're done. Sheena's fast today. And I'm going to drop that handout again for today in the chat if anybody was dropped in late. I like the database health one first. And remember, you just have to touch those dots on the left-hand side and a little Mickey Mouse looking hand pops up. It's probably not Mickey Mouse, but that's what I think of. I also have a 5-year-old. And you can drag and drop. It will not let you put the smaller boxes on the left-hand side, just so you know. Dawn, was that what you were trying to do? Do I know you, friend, or do I know you? All right. All right. Everybody good? Everybody have theirs the way they like it? Awesome sauce. Let's go on to contacts. So what we're going to do is if you don't already exist in your data bank, create yourself with your personal email. Because remember, if you send from yourself to yourself, it may go in the spam bin. If you already exist, I want you to get yourself up to 100% because friends, we're the one contact we should know everything about and not have to worry about asking for information. So go ahead and get your contact all the way up to 100%. And Ian, can you pop the healthy contacts back up for anybody who may need it and what it looks like to get a contact to 100%? Thank you. Dawn, do you have a question? You came off mute.
Oh, no, sorry.
No,
I
it's
think
okay.
I by accident.
And remember, in that additional contact information, all you have to do is start typing and then just select the address. That starts to pre-fill. And like I said, oh, do I love that. Because I don't know the counties. I don't always know the zip codes. I'm just placing all that information in there for you. If you're trying to put an address that is brand new, maybe you're trying to put something in for new construction and it doesn't exist, a little pop-up will pop up that says create new address. And if you don't want to put the year you were born, you don't have to. If you didn't sell them their home, can you put their home anniversary in? Of course you can. Because I'm sure that if they bought that house 12 years ago, their agent may not be in business though. Or is not contacting them if they're reaching out to you. Where can we find that data?
On the closing statement.
Yep. And if you weren't, so when you finish a deal, the first thing you should do is put the home anniversary, but maybe you didn't sell the house. Where can you find that data?
MLS.
MLS.
Tax cards. Most states have access to tax records. Trying to think of what the name of it is inside of NERIN.
Land records?
Yep, land records. There's all kinds of places you can find this information. Town records. Because could you imagine if you wish them a happy home anniversary and their agent hasn't been all these years? Ooh. Tricky, tricky. And then you can see you can add multiple relationships. And you can add their work and paramedic and then click that save button. Does everybody have 100% on themselves? And if you're at missing 4%, take a peek at lead source and tags. That's usually the ones that are missing, or social media. What's up, Sheena?
When would you use the if you scroll back up to the lead source,
Yep.
mark as lead, add to sales pipeline, when would you use those?
Sure. So if they're a lead, that means I haven't had a two-way conversation about real estate. So from the MREA, that's your haven't met. If you've met them, if you've had that two-way conversation about real estate, you uncheck them. And then you can add them to the sales pipeline when you know what they're going to do. So it's just a hop, skip, and a jump to get you over to opportunities instead of having to save, go to opportunities, buy or sell, go through the whole process. So it just opens up opportunities for you when you click add to sales pipeline. Make sense?
So it opens up opportunities. I'm sorry, can you say that one more time?
Yep, it starts the process of getting them into an opportunity. So if I were to click save, it brings me over to opportunities, and now I would create the opportunity from here. It just pushes you right over to the sales pipeline.
So because I noticed that like on this page, actually not this one. Can you scroll down a bit on this one a little bit?
Oh, on this one? Yeah.
Yeah. There was another page that compares your activity to like the KWs to other agents in KW.
In reports?
Here, yeah. So
yep.
Mine doesn't seem to be working here, I think.
Okay. That might be something you need to talk to your market center tech trainer, or you can hit the little question mark up here and chat with support.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's hard for me to know without seeing what's going on. Depends on how many records you have. If you have a whole bunch of reds, it may not work.
I gotcha.
And like, I don't have lead sources in there, and I'm not an active agent for this. This is a testing, so it's not going to read a lot of things for me either.
But what you fill out on the contact page, does that affect that page right there?
It should. Every time you update your data bank, it goes towards another percentage, raising it, or if you take things out, lowers it.
Okay.
So if you're not seeing yours update, definitely report that to KW. And that's going to be one of the last things we talk about today is how do you get support if you're having any of these things like that where the report's not popping up.
Thank you.
No problem. All right, we all at 100%? Don doesn't know his own birthday. Can somebody look up Don's birthday for him? He forgot.
Just one thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the problem.
When you add a friend, but how you put on command, if in case possibly in the future, should refer someone to me when you put on the text.
So what I would do is, say, let me just go to the next contact. Oh, it's me. All right. So say this person was referred to me by Adam. I would go select from contacts, and then I would choose the person in my database who referred it to me. So is that what you're asking? Oh, you're back on mute, Loris.
Sorry, actually not. So I started yesterday how to post people on my command because I didn't know how to do it. So I'm trying to do it. And I just added a friend, and I actually asked her on the phone yesterday for her to refer to me. but now I was trying to set up her on my command, but actually it's just a friend because I don't think she will sell her house, you know.
Never know. I would still add her as a contact. So I would just go back and add her as a contact. And then I would add a tag that says friend or family or SOI. Everybody should be in. Put everybody in.
Thank you.
Everybody goes into pool. Everybody. All right, guys, do we have any more questions about contacts or any of these things? And I want to really show you guys how you can get support outside of your market center. If your market center tech trainer is not available because it's after hours, or if you need help with support.
Brooke, can I mention something that I just started doing after Mega Camp?
Yes.
So I'm so excited. As some of you know, I've been in the business now 17 years. So my command has close to 10,000 contacts. So I've started putting them in groups and labeling the groups A, B, C, and D. And I know it goes back to bold and the training, we do a lot with that, but I'll tell you, it's going to make it so much easier when I pull something up or my assistant pulls it up to make the calls or follow up.
Yes. And if you notice too then, Melissa, you can see I've got the doing the database 2 tags on mine. So that I can pull them up by SNU or B&E or whatever the different tags are. I do grade as well because you can only really service 100 people as your A+ people, right? Don't forget to put your vendors in and grade them as well, right? Because I won't give a bad review, but I will give someone else's information. I'm not good about that karma with a bad review. So that's me. But yeah, group them, because as you get busy and as you get bigger, how you're going to bring value to your data bank is going to depend on these tags, right? You're not going to send a just sold to somebody who bought a house last week from you and closed, right? Different things like that. So let's talk about how do you get help inside Command, because there are a million places to go. If you are stuck, something is broken, like what we were just talking about with Sheena, if there's a bug where that something is not refreshing or showing, and your market center tech trainer says, please submit that as a ticket, what you do is you come up to the question mark. And what I love about this is that it kind of knows where you are. You can do guided tours on the different places. If you have not been able to take classes or you're a little stuck somewhere, this will show you the different pieces. Next is KWU with more. Then chat with support pops up. So if this is after hours, you will not be able to chat with someone live. But what you can do is once you get this little thing to pop up, it takes a minute because what they're going to do is they're going to say, based on where you are, we think these are the help articles that will get you where you need to be. So if not, you're going to say, get in touch. And how do you want to get in touch? Do you want a live chat or do you want to leave a message? So let's live chat. Let's see. Yes. Hi, you are live on training with KW New England. Say hi. Start chat. And what happens is you're connected to a live person at Keller Williams. This is not someone in a different country or a call center somewhere. This is someone who works with KW and we get to play with all the time in my role. So if you use the support option often, you'll see the same people. You'll see Lydia, you'll see Chad, you'll see a whole bunch of names, and it's usually the same agents on during the day. It'll tell you what position you're in, and you can also put uploads. So often they'll say, can you send us a screenshot of the problem you're having? They do not have the ability to log into your command as you. They do not have the ability to screen share with you. So the best thing you guys can always do is give them a full screen screenshot with as much information and detail as you can. What's important for us in tech support to see is your web address, the time and the date stamp. And if there's a couple places, perfect. There's a couple places, because what they're going to do is they're going to say, great, can you show us the issue you're having? Oh, here's Paul. See, and they're going to say, Great. You are on a live Zoom. No pressure. Okay. And that's as they're live people, they're human beings right there for you guys. So you can say hello, be kind, give them as much information. And there you go. They are wonderful people. They really, really are. And we are here to help you. And they know Command inside and out. So that's how you get to chat support. See, look at, he's even going to be helpful right now. Different topics for each agent. So then you just hit the little exit button and it takes it out of chat. And you can leave a comment. There you go. And that's how simple it is to get a chat support with KW if your Market Center Tech Trainer is not available to help you at that moment. If we had clicked get in touch and it said send an email, what happens is ticket is automatically opened when you click submit, and then you will be able to chat back and forth when the email is sent to you, and it tracks everything back and forth for you guys. Any questions on how to get to support, to KW support? They're so nice. They really are. All right, guys, any other Command questions in the next few minutes that I can answer for you before I give you what the homework is for next week? We have a short week next week, too. No questions for me. Quiet bunch before the holiday week. All right, so next week when we go back to... Oh, hi!
Sorry, we had
That's
one
okay.
question.
Yeah.
Brooke, yeah, I had a question. As far as you mentioned earlier, as far as the tablet versus the laptop, suggest I get a laptop better than a tablet, or I just think that the tablet would probably be a little bit more convenient, but I don't know.
So it depends on what you're doing, right? So designs doesn't work.
Okay.
So if you want to use the marketing piece and you want to create the designs, it does not work on a tablet or a cell phone. There will be a mobile version of Command coming out. They have not put a release date, but that's in the works. So if you're worried about doing Command stuff on the go, that will be coming with Command Mobile. Sometimes opportunities don't work because a tablet-based browser does not speak the same language as a computer-based browser. So, and if you're going to be sitting in front of your computer for a long time, making your lead gen calls, because you're supposed to, right? Every day, 3 to 4 hours, I would be on a computer just for ease of using that. And also most Market Center printers can't connect to a tablet to print.
Okay. All right. Makes sense.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No problem. No problem. And guys, if you need a computer, it's the perfect time to buy one, right? It's back to school. They're all discounted. They're all on sale. Buy a warranty. Please buy a warranty. Please buy an accidental warranty. They're worth their gold. Their weight in gold. So, but yeah, there's all kinds of fun stuff. But yep, Chrome, tablet, all kinds of stuff. So we went over a whole bunch of things today. You've got the worksheets. You've got the healthy contacts. You'll be able to replay this if you need to go over anything once it's live. So here's what your homework is, and this is in the very back of that page. So next week, we're working on marketing profile. So you kind of need some of those things for your marketing profile. If you don't have your headshot, it's okay. Grab a picture of you or your dog that you love, because the only way people are going to see this is when you share it with them, okay? A solo agent does not have the ability to pay for SEO like the big houses, right? So somebody's searching for a property, the chances of you coming up right now are very slim, okay? So don't worry about people seeing this. So just find a photo of yourself or your doggo that you love, and we'll put that in there as a placeholder. The other thing you're going to need is your Market Center logo. I've given you a link on there where you can find it by putting your Market Center number, or reach out to your Market Center leadership and ask for the logo for your Market Center. Do not use the one that says KW DBA. That is KW doing business as, and it is a placeholder. I can't even tell you how many times I've seen signs or business cards with it. To be compliant, you have to have Keller Williams Success or Elite or whatever your brokerage is called, okay? And I highly recommend that you always use a PNG file. So that stands for Portable Network Graphic and Images. Oftentimes, you guys probably see JPEGs when you're given stuff from your photographers or when you're dealing with image files. The PNG has a transparent background. So when you're putting the logo on different marketing pieces, you don't get the big white blob around it and it doesn't cut things out. The PNG is what gives you the pretty logo that you can move around and it looks seamless on your marketing. You're going to need all your information, including your license number. You're going to need the brokerage information and then any disclosures that are required by your state, because those are very, very different. And they're sometimes regulated by counties. So make sure you have all that info next week when you plop in so that we can get your marketing profiles ready to roll so that you can start marketing, get your website ready, get your app ready, and start playing in designs and deploying different smart plans. All right, guys. Any other questions on the homework or what we're going to be doing next week? Dawn, you're unmuted.
No questions. Just wanted to say thank you.
No problem, guys. Like I said, this was the quick basics, back to the basics. If you have any questions, start with your Market Center Tech Trainer. I'm always available at brookthenerd.com. You can find all my contact information there. And then don't forget to join the growth call or follow us on Keller Williams New England YouTubies so you can watch all the replays of what we do. Ian, thank you so much for being my chat moderator. It's always great to see you. Thank you for plopping all that stuff in. And have a great long weekend, guys. Wait, do realtors get long weekends? No, I didn't think so. But try to take some time for yourself, okay? Don't be stuck in traffic. Bye, guys. Have a great long weekend.
So much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.